Hi, my name is Wendy Myers. I'm a health and nutrition coach in Los Angeles, California. Today I want to talk to you about a big debate, which is synthetic versus food-based or natural vitamins. There's a lot of debate out there. I used to be a big proponent of only food-based vitamins, but in my research over the past year and in myself taking synthetic vitamins and getting really good results from them, I have changed my stance and I am in favor of taking synthetic vitamins. I don't think they're this horrible thing that people make them out to be, and they are unfortunately typically made by pharmaceutical companies. Like 95% of the synthetic vitamins out there are made by the large pharmaceutical companies. But there's a reason that most people take them. They do work. People's vitamin levels do increase taking them. But food-based vitamins can be a wonderful choice for people as well. But I wanted to give people a little bit of information to let you know exactly what are some of the pros and cons between the two. So in the past, I was not big on food-based synthetic vitamins because I felt that, from what I had read, that synthetic vitamins tax your immune system. However, this is not necessarily the case. Even food-based supplements can tax your immune system. Many people have sensitivities to some of the ingredients in food-based supplements, some of the fillers, and pretty much any kind of supplement does affect your immune system to a degree. And in fact, many foods affect your immune system as well. So this it doesn't really tax your immune system in any meaningful way. So I don't think that's really that much of a problem. Another thing that I said was a problem with food-based supplements, or I'm sorry, with the synthetic supplements, is they're not very well absorbed. However, synthetic vitamins are absorbed by your body. They may not be as absorbed as much as a food-based vitamin, but people do see their vitamin levels increase when taking synthetic vitamins. And sometimes, a lot of times, synthetic vitamins aren't absorbed because they're in cheap binders. The synthetic vitamins are in these, binders that manufacturers have to use to make the pills, to bind them into a pill form. And unfortunately, when you buy a cheap supplement like Centrum or your membership club brands like Kirkland and anything pretty much you get at a grocery store or a drugstore chain, those are pretty much garbage in my opinion. They shouldn't be taken. And these are usually going to be in the cheap binders, and they can actually pass through you whole. So they actually can come out whole in your stool. So a lot of them are actually kind of a waste of money. So you need to take, if you do take synthetics, you need to take a high quality supplement, like the kinds that are on pureformulas.com. You can't lose there. They have really, really high quality supplements. Another reason the synthetic supplements may not be very well absorbed is simply because sometimes they don't have the cofactors needed to absorb them. But this is not really that much of a problem. This is one of the big claims with food-based supplements, is that they have to have the cofactors there to absorb them. But this is not always the case. The body absorbs them just fine. Now, I want to go over a little bit about some of the differences between synthetic and food-based vitamins. One of the things about food-based vitamins is that they can also contain synthetic vitamins, and often do. Probably like between 80 and 90% of the food-based supplements are in fact synthetic. What happens with today's law is only 10% of a vitamin has to be the food base, like algae or yeast, and then the other 90% can be synthetics added to it. So that your food-based supplement that you're taking could really be full of synthetics. So the price point is usually a reflection. The food-based vitamins are very expensive to manufacture, so you're just not going to get a quality food-based vitamin for $20 a bottle. Not going to happen. They're usually upwards of $30, $40, and even more. Additionally, like for instance, you can take vitamin C as another example. Vitamin C will typically be extracted from rose hips or acerola, but then more ascorbic acid, this synthetic form of vitamin C, will be added to this food base of the acerola cherry to increase the potency. So frequently when you see natural vitamin C, it's acerola plus ascorbic acid, rose hips plus ascorbic acid. It's just I've for many years I took a natural vitamin C, and each capsule only has to 120 milligrams. So if you want to get 1,000 or 2,000 milligrams a day, which people often want when they're sick, you have to take 10 or 20 of the capsules. It's like you have to take almost a quarter of the whole bottle to get what you need. So they're not always practical, and that the food-based aren't always practical in that regard. Also, food-based, like I mentioned before, food-based supplements can also be isolated. Many times they take like vitamin C, they take the isolated, the amla berry or the acerola, they isolate the vitamin C out of it. And so many times food-based vitamins are also isolates without these cofactors like bioflavonoids or other things that the food-based supplement companies say that you need to be able to absorb it. But this isn't the case, and food-based supplements can be isolates as well, just like synthetics. Also, food-based supplements cost a lot more than synthetics. Food-based supplements, because they're not as concentrated, you typically have to take more pills of a multivitamin, for instance. You have to take 4 to 8 pills a day in divided doses or more to get the same effect as you would in a synthetic with 2 to 4 pills. So a lot of times, because you have to take so many of them, there's non-compliance. People, it's not convenient for them. They forget, and most commonly, it's just too expensive. The food-based supplements are very, very expensive, and a lot of times I don't take them for that reason. Another problem with synthetic or the food-based vitamins is the dosages are really low. Like I said, with the vitamin C, they only have 120 milligrams of vitamin C per capsule. So I had to take so many. I had to take like 10 a day to get the amount of vitamin C that I was looking for it to get 1,000 or 1,200 milligrams of the vitamin C. And unfortunately, this poses the problems with cost and other things like I just mentioned. One of the biggest problems with food-based vitamins is food sensitivities. Food-based vitamins are not a good option for everyone because of this problem. When you have a multivitamin, there's going to be lots of different foods in this supplement, and some of those foods people are going to be sensitive to. Oftentimes, manufacturers have to put fillers. It's very common. All supplement manufacturers do it for the most part. Is they have to put binding agents and fillers. Some of these fillers can be potato starch, which are nightshade vegetables, which many people are very sensitive to. They contribute to pain disorders. Some manufacturers use oat flour, and these contain gluten, which many people are unwittingly sensitive to. So some people absolutely can't take food-based supplements because of these problems, because of sensitivity reactions and allergic reactions. So this is a big problem with the food-based supplements. You don't have this with the synthetic supplements because they are the isolated nutrients and they don't cause as many problems. So some people can't take the synthetics for various reasons, but you just have to find the supplement that works best for you. And another big problem is the food-based supplements. They're not always better absorbed than synthetics. Synthetics are absorbed just fine if you take them with a meal. But there's some foods like the B-complex vitamins and vitamin C. They can be absorbed just fine without the cofactors needed, like bioflavonoids or other things that are needed to absorb these vitamins. So don't feel like there's a big marketing claim with a lot of the selling point with a lot of the food-based supplement companies and manufacturers that synthetics are absorbed. They may not be absorbed as well as the food-based supplements, but it's not this huge discrepancy that is typically touted. Isolated nutrients are not toxic. A lot of the food-based supplement companies say that isolated nutrients are toxic to the bodies in some way, and they tax your immune system, and your body sees them as these foreign entities that have to be excreted, and your body launches this huge immune attack. It's not the case. Many times food-based supplements contain toxic supplements, and even most foods contain certain toxic supplements. They can be contaminated with heavy metals, which is very common in meats and seafoods and many vegetables. Additionally, other foods like nightshades have slightly toxic substances in them, and many foods just naturally have toxic substances. So your body is equipped to deal with these things, and all supplements can have certain ingredients and certain fillers and binding agents and ingredients in them which are slightly irritating to your system. But the cost-benefit ratio analysis is that it's better to take them than to not. So don't worry about taking isolates versus the synthetics versus the food-based, because it's okay. They all attack your system just a little bit. So one's not better than the other. So basically that's really all the points I have for today about that. To say that food-based supplements are better than synthetics is just generally not true. It's all about biochemical individuality. You have to find out the supplement that works best for you. I currently take synthetics and I'm seeing very good results with them, very good numbers with my physician and on my hair mineral analysis test. So you just have to find out what works for you. So thank you so much for listening, and you can read the full article, Synthetic versus Natural Vitamins or Food-Based Vitamins, on my website, live to110.com. Thanks for listening.